Alright, what's up guys? We are going to be doing a Supreme League draft queue here. So it's a vintage cube, so the way that it works is you get 2 cards out of every pack, then the pack goes away, you get a brand new pack with 15 cards, and then you pick from there, and you're allowed to get duplicates of cards because they're all brand new packs from brand new cubes. So I kind of really like Fastman in this format, so the idea of Grim Monolith sounds really good to me. Nothing else really strikes me as amazingly broken. Maybe we take High Tide and try to be Storm. That sticks out to me as being a good idea here, and nothing in this pack that's particularly awesome, so I think we're just going to go with that. And okay, so you can't just double click, okay. And then High Tide. Move this up. Let's see here. No power, which is awkward. I like Through the Breach, and I think I like Prismatic Vista since we don't know which colors we're going to end up yet. Let's improve the booster card size a little bit. Get things adjusted here real quick. Booster card size. And I change the ones on the bottom. Deck size, there we go. Perfect. Okay, great. So we take Vista and Through the Breach. Anything else here that I really like? Not really. Let's see. Still no power. A few packs in. Hull Breacher. If an opponent would draw a card except for the first one they draw each turn, instead you create a treasure. I like Hull Breacher here, and I think I like Ponder. I think we're just going to take it like that. Nothing else again. Night's Whisper is a good card. Rabble Master if we were going to be in red, but I think we're trying to do something a little more degenerate than that. So, yeah. And continuing our train of no power cards. What do I like here? Frantic Search, good card. Good with High Tide. Good for High Tide stuff. I think we're going to take that, and then I think we're also take Fractured Identity. Card's easy enough to splash, and I'm just not going to pass it, I don't think. Kind of one of those don't passes for me. Okay, Time Spiral, one of the good payoffs with High Tide, and we have Frantic Search. And then I think I might just take a Bloodstained Mire here, keep the lands nice and open. Well, Memory Jar is a draw 7, which is pretty good. We want to have as many islands as possible. This doesn't actually get any islands. But if we do get islands, we'll want them. I think I like Bloodstained Mire more than Memory Jar. Okay. Time Walk, we pulled some power, so that's great. And then we also got Emrakul. Alright, so otherwise there's Mana Flare, which is good with our High Tide Time Spiral deck. There's Force Negation, which is a very good card. And there's Lion's Eye Diamond if we're Storm. Recto Signet is fine. We're definitely taking the power, and I think we take the Emrakul just because we have the Through the Breach. Although Mana Flare I could definitely see being the right pick. Just make an absurd amount of mana. We already have one mana doubler though. We don't have to necessarily play red. I'm going to take Emrakul. I'm really bad at passing an Emrakul. Alright, here we got Mystical Tutor finds High Tide and Time Spiral and is in blue, so we don't necessarily need to take Vamp. We're not necessarily going to play it if we can avoid it. And then there's Teferi the Fun Raveler. There's also Ulamog, but this is the Ulamog that you don't want to Through the Breach in. This is just exile 20 cards out of the library. Nothing else here that really calls my name. I guess Venser's good. Maybe Venser's fine. I think I'd rather have Teferi. What do we get here? Tropical Island doesn't do anything for us. There's Remand and Chart, of course. There's also Fallen Shinobi, but right now we don't have any creatures in our deck. No Storm payoffs yet either. Woodfall Primus. I feel like green might be weak in this cube with how many Moxes people can get. We're halfway through our packs, only one piece of power, but we did get a Mind's Desire, so that's a good payoff. We also got Snapcaster to go with our Time Walk. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're doing it. We're doing it. I wish we had more power. Academy. Academy would be good if we had more artifact mana, but we just don't. Then we have Spellseeker for Time Walk also. I suppose this pack's honestly pretty weak for us. The Academy is very speculative, but I'm going to take it just in case. We still do have chances at power here. Wheel of Fortune is a good draw 7, but we're not necessarily playing red. So we haven't really committed to a color yet, other than being mono blue. I think we take the Force Negation. And I think there's definitely arguments for taking Wheel of Fortune. There's also arguments for taking Ulamog. Or Fact or Fiction. So we'll take Force Negation. Guess we take Ulamog. It's castable. Alright, we'll take Ulamog. Alright, here we can take Scalding Tarn, which is just very good for us. It's red, so that cements that up a little bit. And then, what else do we take here? I do kind of like Brawl in these decks, making our spells cheaper seems pretty decent. Especially if we're trying to make a lot of mana with High Tide. So I think I'll just take Brawl. There is Tinker, but we don't have anything good to tinker out. Not a lot of good artifacts either. Alright, so there's another copy of Emrakul. Also Turnabout, which I think is the card that we're gonna take. We're gonna take Turnabout. I think we're gonna take Mana Vault and just try to be. This pack is pretty good. I don't know if we're gonna be able to splash the white yet. Very possible either way that we don't. Do kind of just want another Emrakul. How fast are we putting it into play? We'll take the Mana Vault. Okay, another copy of Mana Vault. So that's just going to give us a ton of mana on the turn we want to go off. And there's Ugin and Time Warp. I think we're going to take Mana Vault, and I think we're going to take Ugin the Spirit Dragon? There's a little Ponder and Dimir Signet. But we're not doing much with any of that, I don't think. I think we're going to take Ugin just because it is a big colorless card, and we're going to try to hardcast our Eldrazi. Ooh, Mana Drain. Okay. How do I feel about Lotus Petal? Lotus Petal is good with Time Spiral. Or we just take Prismatic Vista, and then we can play like one basic for each. Yeah. I think I like these two. I wish we got more Moxen. That would have been ideal. We really don't have a lot in the realm of power. Well, there's Ashiok. I don't know how good Ashiok is in this format. I think I'm going to take Impulse and maybe Burst Lightning. Neither one are great, but we're not doing anything with any of these other cards. We don't have a way to put Progenitus into play. Alright, we've got a couple of Signets, another Fractured Identity. Is that good enough? Fractured Identity good enough to just wreck on our opponents? I don't think we really need a Signet. We could take Palancron. That is infinite mana with a High Tide. Yeah, maybe we just take Palancron. And is it Signet? I can get behind that, I guess. Alright, we finally got a Mox. Here we go. And then there's Underground Sea. Isn't great for us. Another copy of Remand. I don't think we want Library. I don't think that's where we're trying to be. I don't think we're going to be holding up cards like that. Maybe just take Underground Sea in case we get a black card that's worth splashing. Maybe at that point we're just supposed to take another copy of Remand. Alright, and here is our deck. How many artifacts do we have for Academy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not really enough for Academy, I don't think. Alright, so get our Eldrazi in here. Wow, come on. Come on. Come on, Emrakul. I know you're over there. Come on, baby. Alright. So 36 cards, so we need to make some cuts. I don't love Burst Lightning. I just think that card's probably just not good. What else? What else don't we want here? Maybe we're just supposed to be all in on the Storm and not really on the Through the Breach. We could not play red. We're not playing this. All right, let's get the lands out of here. So we'd be playing these two, these three. We didn't get any white fixing. What else don't I like? We're gonna try to like hard cast these Eldrazi. That's a little rough. Is that even good? We have a lot of mana vaults though. We are definitely accelerating pretty quickly. Maybe I don't like Brawl or Impulse. Maybe we're a little bit slower. Play 13 lands. We have a lot of acceleration. Maybe this Palinchron just isn't getting there. I guess we could have taken the Thassa's Oracle and Mind's Desired our entire deck. Alright, let's add basic lands. That gives us 3 white sources and a bunch of islands. I think we're going to play this. I think our deck's a little underpowered compared to the ones that I've seen so far, but we'll definitely give it a go. What we can accomplish here.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, welcome to round number 1 of the Vintage Supreme Cube. So Crunchwrap Supreme Cube, we are on the draw here with a hand that I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep. See what our opponent's up to, if they're up to anything crazy. Scalding Tarn Pass is a good sign for us. I think we're just going to go land Mana Vault. We have Force Negation up. Alright, opponent doesn't do anything with that, so that's good for us. Maybe I'm also supposed to play Mox. I'll also play Mox. Possible I'm supposed to hold it. I think we're just okay playing Drago right now. The Fun Raveler. I should have pondered first. We'll just hold up spells right now. I think that's fine. We'll make a move next turn. We can find white source to get to Fairy Down. That's even better. See what our opponent does. Our opponent doing a good job concealing what kind of deck they are. Showing some real discipline. Let's play Ponder. We want to find land. Okay, we'll see what we want to do here. I think we're still just okay playing Drago. I don't know what our opponent's up to. We could do Time Walk just to cycle, but I don't think we're really getting anywhere with that. It'd be great to get this Hull Breacher in. Okay, it looks like our opponent's going to make a move. Opponent's making moves. Probably just hardcasting Force Negation, honestly. Dak Faden. Yeah. I think we want to counter Dak Faden. Dak Faden down. Alright. I kind of feel like our opponent has a Force Negation now. Another island. Maybe I should have upkeep Mystical tutored. really get us anywhere though. I think I'm gonna time walk just a cycle. Another island, okay. Okay. High tide doesn't do anything for us, unfortunately. Is it Signet? Okay. We'll go get Time Spiral. Yeah, let's Mystical Tutor. Our opponent decides to counter. Let's put Time Spiral on the top of our deck. And flash in Hull Breacher. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, I should have tapped that. Okay, well, that's pretty unfortunate for us. Time Spiral costs 7, right? Oh, Time Spiral only costs 6. Alright, Force Negation check. Okay, so our opponent has no cards in hand. We drew a Time Walk. Let's Prismatic Vista. Search out a Plains. Cast Time Walk. You want to untap this? So 5, so 6, so 13, so Emrakul is the following turn. I think we want to cast that. Let's play Island. Go to combat here. Next turn we can hardcast Emrakul. Seems fine. Our opponent has 1 card in hand. Sure, Dimir Signet's fine. Fairy Time Raveler. So the question is, do we have another island left in our deck to fetch out? Hopefully. We have plenty. So 7, 8, 15. Looks like I could have cast Emrakul last turn off the Mox. That may have been my bad. Cast Emrakul and win the game. Alright, cool. They're on some sort of control deck. Might bring in Through the Breach on this one. Maybe not. We didn't see too much. Maybe we'll just play it like this. We'll run it back. Alright, round number 2. Well, game number 2. Alright, this hand looks pretty good to me. We're gonna leave our stop set because of Force Negation in our deck. Not gonna let our opponent think that they have run of the mill here. Opponent does have ice in their deck, but I think that's fine. We're just gonna accelerate our mana here. We'll watch out for Dak Vaden. Plains, Mox. We're getting Dak Vaden this turn. That's rough. That's rough. Oh, I didn't even tap it. Oh, that was so bad. Okay. Our opponent's got big things happening next turn. What do we do? Pass? I don't want to play this Mox. Dak Vaden if I can avoid it. Our opponent casts something we probably will mana drain and try to build some Storm for Mind's Desire here. Our opponent's on a pile of colors. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Okay, well, we have to mana drain. They have a counter, they have a counter. They don't have a counter. Alright, so that adds 5. We can go. If we Mox, Remand, Mox. Well, we can go Grim Monolith. Start with that. So now we have 6 mana, which is enough for the Mind's Desire. So if I play Mox, that would put me at 7 mana. If I remand, that would put me back to 5 mana. So 1, 2, 3. So right now we have 6 mana. We go down to 4, and then we'd go up to 5, and that's not enough. We have 2 mana floating, so we're good, right? So we full control, cast Mox. Remand the Mox. Draw another land. Cast Mox. Play land 3, 4. Trying to think out the best way to do this. We need 2 blue. I guess it doesn't really matter how we do it. Let's just cast Mind's Desire. Alright, let's see what we hit. Turnabout, Mystical Tutor, Card Course, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, Hullbreacher. Alright, let's cast Hullbreacher. Then let's cast Ugin. Ping here. We can cast Mystical Tutor and get Time Walk. Turnabout targeting me. Land. Untap. Okay, and our opponent concedes. Alright, so that's round number 1. We'll see you guys back for the second match. Alright, what's up, everybody? Back for game number 2. Well, round number 2. Match number 2, however you want to do it, versus Gloppy. GOP. Right, and we are on the draw, and I think this hand is pretty bad. I think we can do better. I'm going to ship it. Hand is arguably worse, but I can put Emrakul to the bottom. We don't have Through the Breach in our main deck. See if our opponent's up to something broken. Yeah. I'm just gonna exile Time Spiral. Maybe Hullbreacher. We'll lean into the turn where we get to use the Time Spiral, hopefully. See how busted our opponent's turn was gonna be. Mox, okay. 2 pieces of power. 3 pieces of power. Okay, just a casual 5 mana, no land. Okay. So we're gonna play Island and go. That's oh, opponent. Oh my gosh. Okay. Opponent, opponent, opponent. Pretty strong. The old triple Mox. No plays from the opponent. Very suspicious. Alright, we're just gonna get this Izzet Signet down. It gets us closer to doing stuff. Which we just need to, well, basically just get closer to doing stuff. I wonder if our opponent has lands in their deck. I wonder if they're playing like the no lander. Can you imagine getting so many Moxes that you didn't have to play any lands? It'd be absurd. Opponent continues to play nothing. So 1, 2, 3. Tap it, untap 3, discard 2. We don't want to do that, so go ahead and pass it back. Opponent's going to do something someday, right? Can we just keep playing lands? I don't see a reason not to just yet. Okay, our opponent forcing that Black Lotus apparently was the best thing that we could have done. Alright, Ancestral Vision in the exile zone. I'm gonna fetch. I don't really see a reason not to. Emrakul, the Eon's Torn. Alright, well, let's fire off a Frantic Search, I think. Our opponent's gonna counter spells in their deck. I can just discard Emrakul and land. Did I choose not to untap my lands with Frantic Search? Ugh. That's okay, I guess. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Alright, Ancestral Vision ticking down. What does our opponent have in their hand that's so good? That was worth that keep. Scalding Tarn, okay. Card we just discarded. I want to go for this Time Spiral, I just feel like it's super risky to do so. I think we just wait. I think we just hold out for this Time Spiral for literally as long as we can. What if our opponent's Storm, though? Alright, opponent drew a land. Teferi Time Raveler. Well, that should probably prompt some action from our opponent. If our opponent has got counter spells in our deck, we'll see them now. Repeals our Signet. Okay. I guess that's fine, right? We're just gonna play Signet. We just tick up Teferi? I'll just tick up Teferi. We'll set it for the Time Spiral next turn. Did I exile Hull Breacher? Did. That may be a mistake. That may come back to bite us. We'll see. Alright, so next turn is the turn that their Ancestral comes off. If they have an answer to our Teferi here. Glenelendra Archmage. Okay, do you have mana? No mana. Spellseeker can get Time Walk. Isn't bad. So let's start by bouncing Glenelendra with Teferi. See what we draw. Mystical Tutor. Let's put island into play. Alright, so we cast Holding Control, we cast Time Spiral, then we Mystical Tutor. We're going to put High Tide on top of our deck. We're going to let that resolve. We'll untap 7 lands. Alright, and then we'll cast High Tide. How much mana do we have here? Turnabout targeting us. Land. Untap. Let's just chart a course. Emrakul and Time Walk. We have to discard 2, so we discard Island. Oh, it's just 1 card? Okay. Cast Emrakul. Big She Mama. Alright, and we win game number 1. And what I would say would not be one that I thought we were favored in, for sure. Alright. Go to sideboarding here. Is there anything that we want? Like, I think our deck is good. I don't know if Fractured Identity is actually good in this matchup. This might be the time to bring it through the breach. The Fairy seems very, very good, though. Wonder if our opponent's got like briberies and things. And then we can just take out 1 island for 1 mountain. Play it like that. We have 41 cards in our deck. Can we not take something out? What else would be cut? Maybe through the breach just isn't good enough. Maybe our main plan is the idea. Oh, we didn't take a land out. Okay. I've been playing 41 cards this whole time. Not noticed. The 41 card special. Well, I don't think we're gonna stop now. I guess. Oh, I was only playing 14 lands originally, right? Alright, we'll run it like that and see what happens. Our opponent's gonna be on the play. We forced their Lotus last time, and it slowed them down quite a bit. And then we saw they had Glen Elendra, and we didn't see too much else. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it. See if they have a Lotus to lead on again. If they Black Lotuses again, we'll force a negation it again. Then hope something happens, I guess. Ancestral Vision, okay. Much more modest start from the opponent. Okay, we'll let that go. Won't fight over that one. Oof, these draws have not been kind. Wonder if Snapcaster Beats can get there in this game. Time Walk. Do I want to play a Time Walk just to get ahead on mana? Kinda do. I can see the justification for not time walking there also. They can like bounce a land or something, that'd be pretty good. Alright, next turn we can snap time walk. We have force negation up. We'll just keep taking turns. See what our opponent does. Draw Frantic Search. It would let us dip these Eldrazi's out of our hand. I do that actually. Oh, I did it again. Son of a bitch. This opponent didn't have Dack Fade in their deck, right? Alright, we'll just bluff the force negation. I mean, if we have to pitch, we have to pitch, and that's our fault for doing it that way. Alright, this comes off in one more turn, so we'll see if they have an end step response. Doesn't look like they do. We also shuffled away our time walk, which I still think is better than having all these cards in our hand. Lotus. Lotus is good. Alright, I think we'll let the Lotus resolve though. Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. We don't really want to draw too many more lands. We'll fetch out our planes here, I think. Maybe we just won't do anything. Maybe we won't shuffle. The only problem is now I think we have to let this resolve. Well, we can force a negation, but we can't snap force negation, so I think we have to let that go. Well, it's up to 8 cards. Box, okay, opponent's got mana. Glen Elendra Archmage, okay. That was about as bad as that sequence could have gone for us. Another land. Okay. We do have enough lands in our deck to hardcast Emrakul. We have the mana left. Alright, we're taking 2. We're getting nugged. I mean, I definitely don't want to draw another land. Guess I'll just get the planes. Okay, it's 8, 9. Alright, well, we might get there before Emrakul kills us, or before Glen Elendra kills us, but are we hardcasting Emrakul is the real question. We're going to play to that end. Oh, they fixed the yield until next end step button? Consecrated Sphinx, and I also can't counter that one, okay. And they have a mana up? Ugh. I mean, yeah. We gotta get through this, muscle through this Glenlender here. Next turn we can snap. Hopefully we draw like Teferi or something good. Teferi to get him to sack the Glen, and then snap Fractured Identity. Gonna take a beating here though. Man, our opponent's got every Mox under the sun. We only got 2 pieces of power. 18 packs. Unlucky. Oh, that's a spell worth casting. Ugin? Our opponent has a regular counterspell here, it's just the worst. Okay, they sack Glenlendra. That's good for us. That's good for us. That means we can snap Fractured Identity. If they don't do anything too crazy here. Okay, alright. 4 Mox plus Black Lotus. We know they've got cards in hand. Alright, now the real question is, do I fetch? Because if I fetch down to... Is there a difference between 1 and none? There's not really a difference between 1 and 2, I don't think. I only have 1 Prismatic Vista left in my deck. I was wondering whether or not they should cast a spell here, I guess. I mean, as long as it's not something like Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Well, even if it is Teferi, then we can snap. They're casting High Tide. Okay. I mean, what's our opponent going for? Eight mana. 9, 10. Treachery, their own. Okay, so this untaps their lands. Okay. I have to kind of let them do their thing. I wonder if they have an Emrakul in their deck. I mean, we just have to hope this is a spell we can live through. Hopefully it's like Blightsteel. Well, 14's not 15. So it's not actual factual Emrakul. Turnabout. One's gonna have so much mana and they have like all the colors. They only have blue. I think I have to do this. I have mana drain. Yeah. Now if they cast a spell that doesn't kill us, we just lose. They're just gonna build Storm, or they're just gonna Mind's Desire. Okay, they're getting blue, so I'm assuming that this is Emrakul. Or Walking Ballista. Alright, it is Emrakul. Okay. Alright, so they have Emrakul in their deck also. I think I might want Impulse in my deck in this matchup, and maybe not Spellseeker. Spellseeker gets Time Walk, but like I don't love Spellseeker. We need another turn where we can big cast Emrakul. I think the way that we're gonna do that, maybe we take out Ulamog. Maybe we leave Spellseeker and take out Ulamog. That actually seems better. All right, we're on the play for the third game here. We're gonna keep this hand. Go Island Mana Vault. One mulligan to 6, notably. We don't really have anything to do with any of our mana right now. But we might. We know our opponent has Mana Drain in their deck now. Mana Drain, Mox, Black Lotus, you name it. See if they kept the Mana Drain hand. Okay, it looks like just Island for now. No second main phase. We draw Island. Yeah, let's just say go. Play the slow game here for the time being. There's a world where we frantic search on our turn. Open up some possibilities for us, maybe. Maybe we just play draw go for a little while. I think for as long as I'm hitting my land drops, we should just play draw go. We have our white mana also. Alright, our opponent's not going to be the first one to blink here. Neither will we. Probably not fetching. Don't think there's any huge benefit to fetching. We miss on a land. Discard 2 cards. Let's discard Emrakul and Mox. Okay, we need to make sure we untap our lands this time. We can't be making that pun again. Next turn we can cast Ugin. We know our opponent has Bribery in their deck, or Treachery, excuse me. That would be pretty good against us. If our opponent has a Glenelender here. Okay, we'll let High Tide resolve. We won't fight over High Tide. Bribery, huh? They mana drain our mana drain. Okay, another mana drain. 1 mana left. We're gonna get to resolve Ugin. Now, which is a little unfortunate. Or they get the mana now? of your next main phase. Okay, we will also get the mana to cast this Ugin. So we're gonna thin here now. We're gonna try to get enough to get Emrakul if we draw it. Draw Mind's Desire. We have not enough to do both. Alright, so we're going to cast Ugin. Shoot our opponent upstairs. I guess we're going to go for the ultimate Ugin the Spirit Dragon plan. Still does have 3 cards in hand. Consecrated Sphinx would be good. Glenlender would be good. The opponent has a lot of good cards in their deck. Can definitely... Well, we got rid of their High Tide, so they're probably not Emrakuling us this game unless they're doing it like a really hard way. Turnabout. Okay, turnabouts themselves, I assume. This is just giving them a mana? Are they going to tap my mana? Okay, an opponent concedes. Okay, we're playing for the trophy. We'll see you for the third and final round. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to the third round. We are on the play. Playing for that trophy. And this hand is sweet. We're going to keep it. A little awkward that we want to get Island here with our fetch land, but I think that's fine. I think we'll definitely get Island. Library. Okay, cool. Opponent's got cool cards. Cool cards. Maybe we'll draw land here and then we won't have to get Island. Draws a card with Library, sure. Draw Snapcaster Mage. I am gonna get Island, I think, and I think I'm just gonna Time Walk. We're just gonna get ahead a little bit here. Drawing a land here would be so good. Mana Vault's almost like a land. Okay, well, alright. Next turn, we have a lot of mana, but not a lot of stuff to do with it. Our opponent's up to 9 cards, so presumably off their library, unless they'd like to go to discard. Play a land at discard. Concealed Courtyard, huh? Bitter Blossom. Okay, well, Bitter Blossom, I think, is a card we are set up to beat. We drew a land. So if we make 6, turn about ourselves, we don't have enough mana to make that do anything yet. Okay, I think we'll wait one more turn, see if our opponent casts something cool. If our opponent casts something cool, we'll go ahead and we'll try to go off next turn maybe. See if we can get Emrakul or Ugin into play. We want to at least draw one more land. Our opponent gonna cast a spell? That would be ideal. Shocks Watergrave. Okay. Esper. Very cool. Hopefully it's not like Thoughtseize. Hand doesn't do much around that. Our opponent's just gonna pass. 3 mana up. Okay. Sure. Um, I'm just like snap time walking here. Their opponent's clearly got a counter spell. We can take one for a while. They're on this library plan though this way, so they have some sort of interaction. Yeah, I'm gonna snap time walk. At least then we have the Snapcaster down. If our opponent counters this, we're glad. If they counter our time walk, that's fine. I think we went on that exchange either way. Okay, we draw. Is it Signet? Alright, let's just play the Signet. Go ahead and attack. We'll trade Snapcaster. We'd rather have it back in our deck when we time spiral. Next turn, we have enough blue mana to protect our combo with Mana Drain. Okay, opponent draws a library. And our opponent has a spell? Cycles Miscalc. Okay. Okay, Mox. Very cool. Mox. Okay, very cool. They're just gonna storm off on us now? Draws a card with library. Okay. What's our opponent gonna do here? Having their blue mana, I am a big fan of that. Sure. So now our opponent presumably doesn't have a counterspell unless it's Force of Negation or Force of Will. That helps cut things down. Okay, there's a blue mana, so scratch what I said. Mox Diamond, okay, okay. Big storm count. The stormiest. Is our opponent trying to figure out how to brain freeze this out here? Because we have 2 Eldrazi in our deck. Force and Legionnaire. So they're like some Esper aggro. Grim Monolith. I do like that. Let's go. We out of blue mana if we do that way, the way that I'm thinking. So if we... Sorry, chat. For guys watching the video, we're not streaming right now, even though I'd like to be. So we'll be out of blue mana if they counter my turnabout. We turn about untapping lands, we get a lot more mana, and we get another blue. Are we gonna be able to do anything with that mana though? Cast Turnabout. Trying to figure out how to do this correctly. Blue red. 3/4. Turnabout. Grim Monolith. Fuck this up because I tapped my fucking blue mana. Stupid. Oh, what a punt. We didn't tap our mana, all dumb. They have a counter spell. Hull Breacher. Man, we could have had a counter spell for this too. Now we're not going to draw any extra lands, and they're going to get 7 cards in a new hand. We'll concede. We won't show them anything else. We punted that away, though. I like Impulse this matchup. I don't really like Ulamog, probably. Oh, that was such a punt on my part. Oh, man. Oh. I thought I was tapping the lands to add mana to my mana pool, but I was actually tapping into my lands to pay the cost of the spell. All in all, not good. Alright, we'll play first. See if we can do anything this game. Alright, we'll play Vistas, I guess, and start pumping out the islands. That last match, game one was super tilting for me. Super tilt. Maybe I just don't fetch because I want to get lands. Mishra's Factory. Okay. 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 Thankfully they didn't play anything, honestly. I'm not playing anything here is good for us. This might be a matchup where I should have brought in the Through the Breach, actually. Come to think of it. Probably would have been stronger. Alright, juicing up the factory. Okay, opponent not doing much. Then again, neither are we. Hull Breacher. Good card. If I didn't tilt it. I punted that away. Punted that away. Not used to playing with double mana vaults. Our opponent not going to cast the spells. Our opponent just going to beat us down. Mother of Ruins. We care about Mom? We let it go. Mana Vault. Alright, well, let's cast Mana Vault. We'll just pass the turn. We can, as long as we keep hitting our land drops, we'll keep passing it back. Our opponent's light on cards. We have a Remand and a Force Negation to protect what we're doing. We saw miscalc from our opponent. That's the thing we did see. What our opponents do? Steal our mana vault. Yeah, let's remand. High tide. They go for it again. Like they do. Okay, you can have that. I suppose. It's an ideal for me though. Don't have anything cool to do with the mana. Does not attack. Spellseeker gets Time Walk. Spellseeker also gets Mystical Tutor. Get a day to draw a card. Let's Spellseeker. So we could get Time Walk. Try to draw something naturally. We could get Mystical Tutor and set up Mind's Desire or a Time Spiral. Let's do Mystical Tutor and pass the turn to our opponent. Maybe I should have Mystical while they were tapped out. We'll see. We're not under a ton of pressure yet. Oh, even less now that they're doing this. Question is, do they have Hull Breacher in their hand? You could have Miscalc. Okay. So opponent's gonna tap down, which is good for us. They're gonna beat us with the factory. Okay. I don't really want Spellseeker left in my deck, so we're just gonna take this. Mystical Tutor. Put Time Spiral on top of our deck. Draw Time Spiral, cast High Tide. Go for Time Spiral. Land for turn. Box. High Tide. Oh, that was a mistake. Brig. Ponder. Here's Mind's Desire. Then okay, we have 14 mana. I can Snapcaster Mage. Ponder. Mana Vault. Mind's Desire. Okay. See what we hit. Wow, we didn't hit anything super good. That's Grim Monolith. Let's cast Fairy. Draw a card with Teferi. If we pick up Snapcaster Mage, can we snap Mind's Desire? So if we Fracture Identity, the Mox. Oh, Fracture Identity, the Mana Ball, right? Okay. Then we can. Problem is we lose in our draw step if we don't find the Emrakul or something. Might just be able to win off time walking a bunch of times. I think we have 2 turns here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Emrakul? Wow, crazy game. I gotta pay one more. Okay. Maybe just take 2. I don't think they're gonna be coming across for 8. All right, opponent conceded. All right, they saw all they needed to see, I suppose. Actually, Identity doesn't seem super good against them. They didn't really have anything crazy. This card's decent. Maybe through the breach. Maybe these cards just aren't worth it. Probably just not worth it, honestly, to dilute the deck. We need islands. We can find High Tide, but we can't really do much else. Alright. We'll see. If we lose, we lose. I accept it. Alright, Bitter Blossom. Clock is on. Surprised anyone would take Bitter Blossom in this mode, in this game format, apparently. Really. Doesn't seem like the card you want to play. They have a 2-drop? The Porcelain Legionnaire. Okay. Our opponent's definitely getting aggro. Clock is on. We're drawing nothing but lands, but that's okay. We'll try to go off before they kill us here. And Volt's a good draw. Spellseeker, soak up a little bit of this damage. I think we'll get Mystical Tutor and we'll set up for... Try to set up for a... big turn with Frantic Search. Or Time Spiral. We're gonna take a load of damage here, though. I may block this turn. So I can upkeep Mystical, and that would let me Time Spiral. I don't think I want to do that until I absolutely have to. This is fine. Take 2. I think we want a little bit of permission first. Alright, Remand is probably good enough. Miscalculation, we can go ahead and pay for it. Baleful Strix, okay. Well, it's got a lot of fast mana, that's for sure. Man, it really sucks that I punted that first game, but hindsight's 2020, I guess. Plays land. Wonder if they have an opposition agent in their deck too. All right, see what we can do here. All right, here we go. Oh, it resolves? Did not see that one coming. Cast. They're gonna tank on this. And do we get High Tide or do we get Time Walk? Alright, we got Nugan down. We have Force of Negation back up. How's a card with Library? Okay. If we get done tap here, I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, so there's the Hull Breacher. Woo! Time Spiral. They have like Fractured Identity here. We still, well, I guess we have a counter for it, right? We have to. One's got a lot of mana. Draws a card. Okay. What are they gonna play for 4 mana? 5 mana. It is Fractured Identity. Alright, hope this works. Right? Well, we've still got Ugin. Woo, baby. We're on the cusp. I love my opponent's picture. Our opponent is deep in contemplation now about how they win this game. I agree, I've been there myself. Probably paying the 4 to untap the Mana Vault this turn, just to not take any more unneeded damage, barring a haster or something like that. Notably, I do have chat turned off right now, so no one can chat at me, so... Mox Diamond, okay. So our opponent's still got stuff to do. They have like a Baleful Strix or something? We're just gonna pass. Sure. True Time Walk, nice. Go ahead and nug my opponent to the Dome Ski. Time Walk. Oh, cancel. Walk. That's okay about that mana. We weren't using it anyway. And we draw Remand, which is another good card that we will probably be trying to cast at some point. And do we just try to win the game with Ugin? I mean, we could probably put Emrakul into play if we alt this Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Our opponent was 6 cards in hand, though. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guess I should play the land if I'm building towards Ugin Ultimate. Mishra's Factory. That can pressure my Ugin. %100% cycle this Remand if something comes down. Cycles miscalc. Okay. Well, we can't do anything about that. Do we care about Mother Runes? I can shoot it. We're just gonna cycle this Remand. Fair enough. Cast it if you want to. Our opponent might be able to put enough creatures into play to just win this race. Looks like that's third. They have another Borson Legionnaire in their deck? Okay. Oh, there's not much we can do about that. Yes, Frantic Search. Oh, we'll ponder. Mind's Desire, eh? Mind's Desire good enough to cast. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably. Impulse, land, from Monolith. Cast. Cast. Of course. Any order. Cast. Alright, well, I mean, we're not hitting our big money spells, but we also can't flash in, so we're gonna take 2 from Mishra's Factory here. I just want to cast Emrakul. Come on, opponent. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Come on. Alright. 13 cards left in library, though. I think they're supposed to attack my Ugin with Mishra's library. Maybe not, though. They probably just attack me. It's probably the smarter bet. Okay, here comes the factory. We'll let the Confidant live and see if it killed him. Probably attacks me, right? Yeah. Because I need to draw something. Especially if they keep putting creatures into play. Lingering Souls. Okay. Ball's really in my court for making this happen. Snapcaster May. I'm walking my graveyard. -0. Snapcaster. Time Walk. Okay. Time Walk. Hull Breacher. This is GG. Alright, looks like we're gonna trophy, which is awesome. Someone's gonna fetch and do something here. Their last card, something that saves their life. All right, and we got the trophy. Nice. All right, everybody, thank you very much for watching. If you made it all the way to the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. But all right, thank you very much. Thanks for hanging out, and try not to scrub out of your next Supreme Vintage Cube draft.